The next set of tab that we'll work on is the Modify tab. That is over here on the screen. And we have several modifiers to it. Move, copy, stretch, rotate, mirror, scale, trim, fillet, array. Okay, so we'll go through some of these right off the top. Move. If we type in M or move, M is move, right? Or type in the, click on this, the GUI interface. If we select the object, oh, that one's bad. We'll select this guy. Okay, enter. It'll say, where's the base point of the move? I'm going to say this center point right there and then move it along. So that's fairly self-explanatory. If we say copy, say select object, select it, and it's still saying select object. So you got to hit, just like right now, you have to hit window if you finish copying. And then we want to specify the base point. Again, I'm going to select the center point for now, and then move it over, and there is my object. If I say stretch, I can select the object, enter, and then where do I want to stretch it from? Whoops. Stretch, select the object, enter, displacement base point there. You'll modify those points. I should have used one of the rectangles or something. That's probably better. Stretch, select the object, and then stretch it out as so. Okay. And rotate, same thing. If I wanted to rotate this circle right here, right? Where do I want to select it from? Base point, I'm going to put it in the center. Grab a location and then pull a distance. So rotate it at a certain angle. You'll see that the circle has rotated. So the mirror command is just as it says. I'm going to select this object, enter, say what's the mirror, and select these object right here, enter. Ask where is the mirror line. I'm going to select somewhere on space, and wherever I draw this line, that's where the things are going to mirror over to. Okay. Oops, I should have said enter yes. Mirror line, that's the mirror. And then do I want to keep the source or erase the source? Oh, I don't want to erase the source, so it's still at no and say enter, and there is my mirrored copy. Scale, same thing as Rhino. If I select the object, select the base point of the scale, and then you should be able to scale as a click and drag kind of thing, or scale as a factor. So if I say 0.5, it's going to go into half the size. If I scale it at 2, it's going to go double the size. Okay. You do have the trim and fillet. Okay, for the trim command, notice that you have an arrow right there. The arrow becomes very fancy or very useful because it has extend and a trim to it. So for that, let's draw a few lines that doesn't touch. Okay. Some of them might want to cross each other. And it could be at right angles or not, I don't really care. But the trim command, basically what it does, if I select on trim, it's going to select an object and get rid of it. Okay. If I go ahead and select the extend command, it's going to ask me what's the boundary edge. I'm going to select this as a boundary edge and then extend this line over, and then it'll take me to the boundary that I've created for myself. In the command that's below, it says fillet. If I click on fillet, it'll say, first things first, check your radius. Click on radius, and it says 0 radius is 0. Okay, so that means that whatever that I fillet is going to turn into a sharp 90 degrees lines or whatever at a sharp point. Okay, so enter, enter, and the first point of the fillet, I'm going to select this line, and then the second, I'm going to select that line, and notice that it trimmed that off. If I wanted a nice round radius to it, and if I say something like the radius is 12 inches, we could select the object, and make a nice curve. That's helpful when you want a nice rounded edge. If not, don't do it. And if you do put a radius to it, make sure that you put the radius back to 0 so that the next fillet that you make is at a sharp line. If you don't and you forget and you're looking at this far out and you made all these fillet thinking that it's 90 degrees, it may not be 90 degrees because you'll have this little radius to it. So do be careful about the zooming in, zooming out, making sure that the fillet is the type of fillet that you want. The array, I think we'll skip at this stage. Erase is just that. You could select the object and erase it, or you could type in E, enter, and then start erasing the object. So the shift key or the enter key will repeat the command over and over until you start hitting another set of commands. Okay, so we have offset or explode. Explode comes in handy when you're doing like the poly line right here. If we want this to turn into individual line, we explode this thing, and then you got your individual line. If you want to join it, you just select the object and then you join. And I believe it was, whoops, I guess I lost it. Break. Okay, I don't remember the symbol for join, so I'm just going to type in join, and that will join this up. Okay. This is your offset command. So if you click on offset and then specify the distance, I'm going to say, let's say 3 inches, right? And if I select this object and which side do I want to offset to, just point to it with your cursor and there you go. Could work that with lines, circles, any polygonal shapes or whatever. Okay, there is a series of pull down stuff down here, which the only one that we really need to concern ourselves right now is this bring to front. So bring to front is, whoops, you'll have this choice, get this out of the way, bring to front, so send to back, above, whatever, right? That helps when you're doing like the hatching and stuff, when you want a certain object in front of on top of the other. Okay, so just know that it's there and we'll work on it when we do those exercises. There's the dimension stuff and the annotation stuff, but we'll save that for a later lesson. And so if we click on these, there are the layer commands. So when we do the annotation and layers, we'll do those together. Okay.